My whip, exotic. My beach, exotic.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Faded Truth. Thanks for being here. Before you do anything, like, comment, subscribe, ring that fucking bell so you know when I'm posting shit.
Ooh.
So George Floyd, that's the guy we're talking about.
George Floyd.
Z, do you know about the story yet?
I know a little bit about it.
Okay.
I
So what do you know about it?
I know he didn't resist arrest. I know 4 officers were on top of him while he was already restrained. And I know he verbally said many times he couldn't breathe.
He tried to use a counterfeit bill, or the wherever he tried to use it at, they called the cops and said this guy used a counterfeit bill.
Okay.
So then that's why they arrested him for forgery. And then they took him out in handcuffs.
Okay.
I don't know where it got to the point where he was like on the ground. Yeah, the guy was leaning on his neck, and then he said he couldn't breathe, and then he's pronounced dead at the hospital. So now this is in Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
And those people are fucking rioting right now.
Oh yeah, as they should be. I agree.
Now, obviously this is like a whole race thing, so it has like, I mean, where you grew up, there's a lot of diverse people, correct?
There's a little bit of everything. There's not, there's definitely blacks, there's definitely whites, there's Hispanics.
Did you ever feel like growing up, because you were like a young black man or just a black man in general, that things were different for you?
It's crazy because my little brother just texted me today with my other little brother and was like, asking me if I remember a time where a cop pulled up to my mom's window in the Target parking lot, asking if she could talk to me about, asking her if he could talk to me about where I've been and all this, because I fit the description of somebody because I was wearing a hoodie. My mom was like, boy, we've been in Target this whole time, like, he been next to me this whole time, he's, you know, and he really tried to play that role, like I fit the description of some shit. My mom, you know, she wasn't having that. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And that's like a common thing?
Yeah.
Or?
I've been in, like low-key race riots, like fights, you know what I'm saying? Like town versus town fights, you know what I'm saying? Met up in the Walmart parking lot and just clashed, you know? Like I've been in stuff like that.
Was it all races though? Or?
I'll defend myself, you know, I'll speak up for what, you know, if any race is talking down on something that I feel I should be standing up for, then yeah, I'm gonna speak on that.
I don't really watch football, so I never kind of got the whole Colin Kaepernick thing with the kneeling and how everybody was so mad at him and all this stuff. So now,
not everybody was mad at him, it was a certain group, a particular demographic that was mad at him for that.
Was it white? I don't know. I need the knowledge here.
The pro-Trump, you know, the patriotic group that feels like the flag is above everything, which, you know, I mean, yeah.
So
honestly.
what was like? So now they're saying, now like when I was reading it, it's basically like they didn't like how. Well, nobody liked how he knelt, or whoever that demographic was didn't like how he knelt because it was against the flag.
Yeah.
But now they're saying, like I was assuming that the demographic of African American people don't like it because it reminds them of what happened with.
No, they're saying like that's why he did kneel, because
They're saying
they're not
like,
standing up for, like they're not speaking up on what should be spoken on. You know what I'm saying? Like reoccurring events are happening between officers and African American males, and nothing is being done about it. Not even just males, African American male and female. And nothing's being done about it. So, you know, he's kneeling because he's standing up for something that should be stood up for, and he had that platform to do it.
Right,
And
but I'm saying when he's
unfortunately,
kneeling, and they're comparing that picture to the guy getting on the ground, George Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
What does that have to do with it when they say this is why? Because that was like the whole thing. They had both pictures.
They're saying like this is why Kaepernick was kneeling, because this is happening and y'all aren't speaking up on it. Y'all aren't doing nothing about it.
Got it. Like fuck America, y'all are letting this shit happen.
Just brushing under the rug, like okay, you know, y'all are fired though. You won't have a job. You know what I'm saying? But it's like nah, they should be behind bars, because whether they wearing the badge or not, protecting or not, that man he's in handcuffs, he's restrained, and the like, you know, like the physical abuse of it is still happening for what?
Right, and nobody's being held accountable, really.
Nobody.
So now the 4 officers were fired. But now we have no idea if they're getting charged with anything.
I mean, that's always the question.
Wow. On social media, you see all the people like, this is why white people do this shit. You see the white people like, this is why black people do this shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's such like a hateful world now, I feel like. Like, I wouldn't let my perception be based, you know what I mean? Like, put it in a whole group. Yeah. I feel like we're literally watching ourselves deteriorate as a nation.
Well, because the only reason it's becoming that is because it's a pattern. You know what I'm saying? It's a pattern of reoccurring events, and there is no change in the outcome.
So what do you think we like have to do, or like what, like, because the riots aren't helping, you know what I mean? Like, that's not going to change anything except make people more fucking scared.
Fortunately, I was able to grow up with a diverse group of people. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up with white people that would speak on this just as much as I would. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with white people that would smile in my face, but I know when I'm not around, you know, the ER comes after. You know what I'm saying? I've been around blatant racism, just playing basketball growing up. You know, that was the go-to. Like,
do you just want to fuck those kids up, or does you not let it bother you?
7th grade, I remember my first racist joke, and I remember exactly where it was at, and yeah, I was able to smack him. You know, I didn't get disciplined for it. It was a blessing. But yeah, it's like, so that's how I know, like.
Who got smacked by this big motherfucker?
His name was Adam. I can't remember his last name. I was really trying to remember. A little mixed kid named Adam. And he asked me a question, and he thought it was funny. He thought it was a good time, I guess. And impulsive reaction, it was different.
How tall were you in 7th grade?
6 foot and 7.
He was bold. Adam, you bold.
But yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the root of it is the parenting.
Right.
Because it's like, that just goes to show you in 7th grade, kids are being taught this. He didn't learn that from, because there wasn't no YouTube back then. There wasn't no social media back then. You know what I'm saying? That's being told, that's being taught. You know what I'm saying? And
but that's what I feel like. I feel like it doesn't matter if you see it anywhere. I think that you have to be taught those. Like, you have to be brought up with those type of like views on certain races, and people in your family were probably racist against certain types of people, because like there's certain things you don't do. Like, you don't make racist jokes if you're like not racist. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't. It's not something that like you do on the regular. And you don't fucking talk about people when they're not there.
Facts. Like, I've seen a little white child walking down the street or something, and I know me getting out and going to help that child, trying to, you know, ask him a question like where he's going, where, you know what I'm saying? Like, just trying to make sure he's good. I know it wouldn't have been perceived as that, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I've literally passed up those opportunities. Like, I'd rather not.
Sad.
Just because, you know what I'm saying? Just because of the perception of it. And so.
You know, it's not even worth the headache of fucking explaining yourself and shit.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's,
I feel like the world's ending. I just do. I don't know, it's so weird. Like, I just think with the COVID, and then like now these fucking riots, and then like it's just becoming like a shit show. I don't know, man. It's weird.
It's ugly. It's ugly, guys.
Ugly.
It's ugly, but as long as you know.
I just take my vitamins. That's all I can do now.
As long as you right. And
build up my immunity.
You handle yourself.
Antioxidants right here.
Straight up. I ain't gonna tell y'all what this is, but just we quenched. So how you feel about it? What you think about it? Like, how was it back home with racism? Like, what is New Jersey like?
Jersey's like, where I grew up was super diverse. I feel like like you have your cities when you're in like middle school and high school that are obviously like, oh, that's the you know, fucking bougie high school.
Yeah.
Or, you know, Atlantic City was like, nobody would send their kid there if they had to, because it's fucking, you know, fights all the time, fucking people getting shot and all that. But I went to private school because my mom didn't want to send me to the bougie white school because everyone was a drug addict.
Yeah.
So I went to private school.
Private school got drug addicts too, though.
Oh yeah, in Atlantic City, like where I worked most of my life, it's very diverse. Everybody's super chill there. Like, I don't know, it's just like weird here, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like Vegas people are just like low-key racist, and I didn't realize it till like my girl, my best friend Kiki, she's black, and she moved out to Vegas for a few years, and she moved back.
Yeah.
And she was like, look, she's like, it's just weird as fuck. That's the only way I can describe it. And now I know what the fuck she means when she says it's weird as fuck. Because it's like another world out here.
Yeah, it's like subtle racism, you know?
Yeah.
But it's evident though.
But she said she was picked on at the pool. She worked at rehab.
Yeah. It's just out here, everybody says the N-word, and I wasn't used to that. See, the craziest thing about all this, like even this conversation, like the conversation of racism is the world, whether they want to admit it or not, is influenced by hip-hop's culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, off those songs alone, like listen to Lil Dicky, Chris Brown, and when Chris Brown's verse is, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I look around and see like, hold on, who's finishing this lyric? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you know that song, Freaky Friday, Chris Brown.
I hate that song.
But you know the part where Chris Brown was like,
It's Freaky Friday.
and he was like, I'm that nigga. You know, let me see.
Oh, in the club?
Yeah, because I'm like, nah, that's not cool. You know,
But if they're saying it in the song.
no.
No? You can't say it? That doesn't make
Man,
sense?
like, it was many a fights for that word, you know what I'm saying? Whether it was in the song, freestyle battle. I've had homeboys, sleep boys for in the middle of a freestyle battle, just off the adrenaline. You know, white boy let it slip. Sleep, you know what I'm saying? But that's unfortunate. But yeah, like, nah, I came out here and I never working in rehab, and yeah, this dude walked up to me comfortable. Like, what's up, my nigga? I'm like, say, bro, hey. I know, you know what I'm saying?
You know it's your vacation and you lit, but
Yeah.
get it together.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, around me, nah. And he's like, oh, no disrespect, bro. Like, you know.
Well,
I
I feel
got
like
cousins that's black. Like, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Congrats.
I feel like my whole life people have judged me for liking black guys.
There's nothing
Is
wrong
that
with
like
that.
a normal thing that happens? I mean, I guess you wouldn't know, but
I dated a girl in high school. Her dad was racist.
no, it's not even, it's not like my family. Like my family's all mixed, Spanish, black, white. Like people that I've met, like especially guys, they fucking hate it. It's like the worst thing ever to them. Like, but people have always said shit and I'm like, I don't understand why you're worried about my pussy. Like,
Okay, I don't know. Maybe
like what are you mad about? Because his dick's probably bigger and like he's not gonna cry like a little bitch when I tell him to shut the fuck up. Sorry.
I mean,
Like I like what I like.
yeah. There's definitely intimidation there, and it's more than just whites. You know, but hey, what
Anyone
can I
with a
say?
small dick, we know.
What can I say? You know?
Well, I hope the world gets a little happier.
I mean, these little stimulus checks keep rolling. I'm sure the world will be.
Are we supposed to get more?
I heard.
Yeah.
I heard.
I heard she can do some tricks with her mouth. Can't say that. can't finish it.
Why?
Because that's the word.
Let me spark my back a little with my eat lighter.
All right, guys. Well, spread the peace. Spread the love.
Oh, we still.
I gotta exit.
We'll cut
We
all
was just
that.
zoned out.
We eliminate our troubles.
While you're at it, make sure you eat.
Make sure you eat. I mean, but eat is a lifestyle. It's a mindset. You have to eliminate our troubles. You have to be in a mindset to live the eat lifestyle. It's not just, oh, I'm gonna eat today.
It's a
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna eat today because you gotta eat, but
Right?
get shit done too.
Kevin Gates, 2 phones, they hot. Head to the lot, new dry. Anything got dry need stands. Passports, don't do cots. Let the roof down, don't do ties. Fingerprints, no, I don't do locks.